I have been meaning to haul and swatch this collection for you guys for like the past week, and I just haven't gotten around to doing it. There's so many videos that I need to film, but just been busy with horses and riding and stuff like that. And I know a lot of you guys want to me to do some like riding vlogs and stuff like that, which I might do in the future. But it's not exactly the easiest thing to work a horse, and when you're training on a horse and stuff, to vlog it. But I'll give it my best shot maybe in the next couple weeks or so. But I have got the Charlotte Tilbury and Norman Parkinson collaboration collection to share with you guys today. And since I've been getting requests for some more horse stuff, I do have some footage of the colts now, and they're a little bit bigger and stuff like that. So I'm going to put that at the end of this video for you guys if you guys are interested in seeing what the babies look like now and stuff like that. But let's jump into this collection. I have been anticipating this collection for months. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and Beautylish wasn't getting it. That's where I was going to purchase it from originally, and then they released it on the Charlotte Tilbury website, and I just could not contain myself. So I went ahead and I purchased the whole collection, which is ridiculously priced. I'll just throw it out there. It was very expensive. But there was just something about the packaging and the pictures and the collection as a whole that just really drew me in. It's probably, I would say, one of the prettiest packaging items that I have in my entire collection. It's really, really beautiful. And I did kind of purchase the entire collection with that in mind. Like, I wanted it as far as a collecting goes, because I do like to collect makeup and pretty things like this, and this is very, very gorgeous collection. At least as far as the packaging goes. Some of the products I'm a little iffy about, but we'll get into that. Real quick, like all of the blogs and the promos that I'd seen for the collection, all of the pieces came in this really pretty Charlotte Tilbury and Norman Parkinson collection box. Like, there was pictures, Norman Parkinson pictures all over the box and casing, and so I thought that since I'd ordered the whole collection that my stuff would come in there, and it didn't. And I was really like, what? Because I was really expecting this box. And so I called them up, and they said they weren't allowed to sell that box. Something about the imagery or something, which didn't make a lot of sense to me, because the images are on all of the products as well. And they could have just said it was free, or that, it just didn't make sense. Anyway, the collection doesn't come in that pretty box. I guess it was just for promos and giving away to people and stuff like that. So from the Charlotte Tilbury website, the stuff that I ordered came in 2 boxes like this, which are kind of the medium-sized Charlotte Tilbury boxes. It came really pretty nicely packaged and all that, but I was really looking forward to that special Norman Parkinson Charlotte Tilbury box with all of the stuff in there that I had seen everywhere. And if you don't know who Norman Parkinson is, he's a really famous photographer, and Jerry Hall, supermodel from way back when, is on quite a bit of the packaging. I'm not sure who. I think 1 or 2, maybe somebody else. I'm not for sure who they are, but the pictures are beautiful. So the collection came with 2 of her Matte Revolution lipsticks, and I know she released her range of Matte Revolution to the United States for like a small period of time that you were able to buy them. I didn't order any, but currently I don't think you can order any out of the range. Like, they're not in the US yet, so I don't know what's up with it. But the 2 lipsticks that came with the collection are both Matte Revolution Luminous Modern Matte Long Lasting lipsticks, and my stuff shipped out from California too, so it wasn't like it came from overseas. And the packaging for the Matte Revolution lipsticks is just classic Charlotte Tilbury packaging, like that. And then the 2 lipsticks that came in there are Miss Kensington, which is a everywhere that I saw it looked a lot more pink, and to me this is a nude. It's kind of reminiscent of something like Spanish Pink by Tom Ford. So this is Mrs. Kensington right here. And it's shown up very true in the viewfinder. It's kind of a nude. It reminds me of Spanish Pink or something like that, but it's not as pink as I thought it was going to be. Now, this particular lipstick, maybe you can see when I swatch it here, it doesn't go on super, super opaque. And when I had worn it, I had to make quite a few passes. You can see there that it's a kind of patchy. It's not a full opaqueness. However, being a matte lipstick, it is one of those formulas that is dimethicone based, so it's gonna be a comfortable matte lipstick on your lips. Kind of like the Tom Ford mattes and the Maybelline Color Sensational mattes. It's that type of a formula. So this didn't go on as opaque as I would have liked it. I had to keep making passes, and I didn't think that it looked quite as pretty on the lips as some of the other, even the matte lipsticks from Maybelline. But the color, it's pretty. It's a pretty color, but it could have used a little bit more opacity, I think. And then the other shade that came out was 1975 Red, and this is kind of a coral red shade. And this one here is very opaque. This one, swatch, is much nicer. I have not worn this one yet, but I wish that this one was as opaque as this one in one pass, because I would wear this color right here a lot more than the red one, I'm sure. So that's 1975 Red, and there's Miss Kensington. And this one here is really nice and opaque. It's not patchy or anything. So those are the lipsticks, and then the other three pieces, makeup pieces in the collection, came in packaging that looks like this. It's like a real pastel or light pink shade with the rose gold writing on there. So this is the box for the Film Star Bronze and Glow Cream. Let's see, it's called the Film Star Bronze and Glow Suntan and Sunlight. And there's 0.54 ounces of product in here. And then here is the packaging for the Film Star Bronze and Glow, which this is a cream product, and there's Jerry Hall on there. The packaging in itself for these next three pieces of makeup I'm going to show you are so beautiful. I'm not crazy about the actual makeup. It is nice, but I'm not crazy about it. As crazy as I am about the packaging anyway, which is kind of crazy, but crazy. This is what the back of the packaging looks like right there. And then there's this, and then inside you have got a mirror up top, and then here are the two products. They're showing up very true to color in the viewfinder. When I had used this bronze color is really, really pretty. I like it, the tone of this on me, better than something like the Chanel Soleil de Chanel, the cream bronzer that Chanel makes. I like this one better. It's a really pretty bronze color on my skin tone. The highlight, however, seemingly too dark. When I had put it on, I really didn't see anything, because I did put both these products on over my BB cream before I had put any powder products on. So it kind of just meshed into my skin. I didn't see a glow really from it, because I guess maybe my BB cream has a little bit of glow to it anyway until I set it with a powder. But it is a darker gold shade, but there wasn't a lot to it for me. I think somebody with maybe a medium deep skin tone would like this quite a bit more. And then the bronzer, while it was very pretty on the skin and I really liked the overall glow it gave my face, that warmth, the glow to it, it did dilute my BB cream when I was putting it on. It moved my BB cream around, and then also I'm sure it moved a little bit of my sunscreen around too. And just for like, especially like the summertime, that's just something I can't have because I'm outside so much. So it's not something I'm gonna probably use in the summer, which is kind of what I think it's kind of geared for, you know, because I use mineral sunscreens, and any dilution of either my BB cream or my sunscreen with like a cream product like this, which it did do, is lessening my sunscreen, and I don't want to burn. So I'm just funny like that. And the consistency of both of these is kind of, it's thin. It's a thinner consistency that's quite thin and emollient. It's not a thick texture by any means. Hopefully when I swatch that you guys will be able to see. But the tones of each are showing up very true in the viewfinder, so that's good. This one's kind of got a little hard here. So you guys see how I'm swatching them pretty heavily here. But the bronzer tone is so pretty. And then, yeah, they're quite almost, I'm hesitant to say, but they do have a slight greasy feel to them. So that's something to make note of. I don't really want to use the term greasy, but I guess that's what comes to mind. So you can see kind of how dark this is. I didn't really notice it that much on my skin, and I was trying to pack it on, but let me blend these out a little bit. You know, because I think they have that you know, greasy type of a feel, or they're so like emollient. That's, you know, they really moved around my BB cream, but that's what they look like blended out. So not sure how much use I'm going to get out of this, but I am sure happy to have something that looks like this in my collection. I think it's visually stunning. I almost want to take my Film Star Bronze and Glow, the powder version, and depot it into this. I really do, because the pans are the same size, so it would totally work. With all of these lights and stuff, and it's so hot outside, I may be melting in front of your very eyes, so I'm just gonna have to roll with it. This next product is the Dreamy Glow Highlighter. Again, it comes in that same type of packaging right there. Super pretty. And this packaging, again, it's just so pretty. It's just visually stunning to me. It's like that old like it's got a real, all of the packaging of the makeup, it's got a real vintage feel to it, and I just love it. So that is that right there. Now this guy here, I was pretty excited about. I thought that this was going to be a lighter highlighter that I would maybe be able to use on my skin tone because I'm so fair, and the Film Star Bronze and Glow, which by the way, if you have a deeper skin tone, she just came out with another shade of the Film Star Bronze and Glow in the powder version that's darker for a darker skin tone. So anyway, the original one that came out, the powder one, the highlight is much too dark on me. It's like this strip of just, it's gold, blatant gold on my skin tone. So I don't really use it that much. I use the bronzer more in that than anything. But when I saw this, I thought that this was gonna work for me. And so of course I used it the next day that I got the collection when I was putting on my makeup, and I went to go put the highlighter on like that, and I was just like, because it was just this patch of tan, like tan peach up here. It was, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I hope this buffs out, because I had to top it with a lighter highlighter and really buff it out, because I mean it was dark, really dark on the top of my cheekbone, and I had set my concealer and, you know, the rest of my face as well, so it wasn't like my face was tacky. So this just did not work for me as a highlighter. I'm yet to try it. It doesn't have quite enough pigment, because I did, after I tried it as a highlighter, I did try to put it on as a blush, and it was a very subtle peach blush. Not enough color for my liking for a blush. It could use just a tiny bit more peach if I was going to use it for a blush. So I'm yet to use this lightly, dust it all over, kind of like a finishing powder, but very, very light, because it does have a sheen to it, but it's not really highlightery, like, you know how we're really into those in Extra Dimension, those real, well, and then there's this strobing thing going on, these real intense highlighters that are coming out. This is nothing like that. It's really subtle, and I think it would work best for light, medium, maybe darker skin tones. It deepened up on me a lot. So anyway, let me swatch it. There's let's see, there's 0.42 ounces of product in here as well, which is a ton of product. So I really wish this was light enough for me. Maybe she'll come out with a Film Star Bronze and Glow for lighter skin tones, like really light skin tones. Well, she's got really light skin, like really light skin too, like, so I don't, and anyway, this is what it looks like. Right there. It's showing up pretty true. That is what it looks like right there. That's a pretty heavy swatch. It's a really finely milled, super smooth powder. Her powders are great products. You can see right there how, you know, how, and my arms of all things have a slight tan to them. My face doesn't, but my arms do. So you can see that's even still yet a bit too dark for me. So either a blush topper I'm going to try it out for, or a slight overall dusting of this powder, because it is called an illuminating youth powder. So I'll have to play around with it some more. Again, needless to say, so glad to have a piece like this in my collection, because it is really beautiful. Unfortunately, it's not a highlighter for me. And then the last piece of makeup that came out in the collection is the Color of Youth Healthy Happy Lip and Cheek Glow, and I have worn this as well. I wore it on my cheeks. Oh, let me show you the packaging. Again, super stunning on the packaging. It's just really beautiful. You can kind of see when I turn it, there's this heavy kind of rubberized coating over the picture. It's gorgeous, the packaging. This is what this looks like. And at first glance, it was a little, you know, it's like a deep corally, coral pink, I would say. And when I had used it, I had already had the makeup on my face, and I had set my BB cream and stuff like that. So when I put this on, and I did put it on over set powder with a Sephora Angled Blush 49 brush, I just popped it in there, kind of took a little bit off on the back of my hand and pushed it into my skin like this when I wore it. And because of the powder has a, you know, a lightness to it, or because I'm so light, it kind of mixed in with the powder, and it ended up being a really gorgeous light pinky coral shade on my cheeks, and it retained a glow factor to it. And because this texture is similar to the Film Stars On The Go, those duos that come with a cream blush lip product and also a cream shadow product, these ones right here, the texture of this blush is very similar to the texture in the Film Stars On The Go. So I did go over this slightly with my finishing powder to take away a little bit of that tackiness, and it didn't matte it out or anything. It stayed really glowy on my cheeks. However, it did take away that tackiness on my cheeks. So I don't like to really have a tacky face. Especially in the summer, I'll be tacky soon enough. But it was really pretty. This is probably it's probably my favorite product out of all of them, because it just really looked pretty on my cheeks, I guess, when I had used it. I didn't try it on the lips, however, but it does have that texture. I almost want to say it's closer to a lipstick texture than it is a cream blush texture, so that's something to keep in mind. I don't know if the Film Star Bronze and Glow, the cream, this here product, I'm not sure this would be a good product for oily skin, because I'm hesitant again to say greasy, but it does have a greasy feel to it. It really moved my BB cream around on my face, and I have dry skin, so, well, if you have dry skin, it might be a good one. But anyway, let's swatch this guy right here. It's called the Color of Youth Healthy Happy Lip and Cheek Glow. Yes, and then here's the packaging, which is so gorgeous. And in this one here, you get 0.08 ounces of product. So let's swatch it. And this here does smell like the lipsticks. It's got a, it does have a slight vanilla scent to it, which I don't mind. I actually really love the smell of it. So that is what it looks like swatched. And then I'll kind of blend it out a little bit. But like this, when I put it on my face, like kind of in that stipple motion, it was really pretty. My cheeks just looked really nice and glowy. So that is that. The collection that I purchased came with both of the makeup bags as well. And here's the first one. This is a good medium-sized makeup bag, and the texture of this, it's not like plastic coated. It's kind of a real, it feels like a really durable material. However, it does have a slight texture to it that I feel like it might stain easy. And then it's got the Jerry Hall on there as well. It's again a visually appealing makeup bag, and then it says Charlotte Tilbury, Norman Parkinson on the little zipper thing right there. And then inside, which is really nice, I mean, it's so open inside, I don't know how well it would work, but there's a pocket on each side of the bag on the inside. So, oh, that's gonna be hard to see, but there's a pocket right on this side, and there's a pocket on the other side, and then you have got the middle compartment. But being it's such a kind of big open bag, I don't know how well, you know, stuff would stay in those compartments unless you kept your bag sitting upright. And then this is the other bag, which is actually quite large. It's larger than I had expected it to be. You could fit a ton of stuff in here. And this one has got a plastic coating over it, so it's not gonna, if you happen to get makeup on it or something, it'll wipe right off, because it's like a plastic coated bag. And it also feels really nicely made. However, I'll talk about this in a minute. This bag inside also has two pockets. I mean, it's roomy. You can fit a ton of stuff in there, and it also has those two pockets on each side of the bag, so you kind of have 3 different slots. But I do feel like you'll have to keep it upright to keep those products staying in the pockets. And then you got the little Charlotte Tilbury tab right there, and then the picture. Again, visually stunning bags. I think that they're very, very pretty. However, they are not... they don't feel like this bag purchased separately is $80. It's a nice makeup bag. It's very pretty. I'm glad to have it, especially for like a collector type of a piece. It's something that it makes me happy. However, it is not worth $80. It's just not. They both feel like higher quality gift with purchase makeup bags, and I hate to say that, but that's the vibe that I got. And I want to show you what I just did, which I'm slightly cringing about right now, because this is not the plastic bag. I have those lipstick swatches on my hand still, and it's totally smudged on here, and I don't think that's gonna wipe off. It's not, this one isn't plastic coated. It does have like a slight, you know, I don't hear, if you can hear this, maybe you can get a gist of the material of it, but I don't think that's gonna come out, which really I'm kind of upset about. Anyway, I give the packaging on the entire collection, the pictures, the imagery, everything, I give it 2 thumbs way up. Some of the products are not going to work for everybody. However, I am certainly glad that I have these products in my Makeup Junkie collection. So anyways, I hope you guys found that helpful. If you guys want to see some cult footage of kind of what they look like, I took this video probably 3 or 4 days ago, so that'll be here in a minute. If not, thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye. That's Maverick. That's Ticket's brother right there, that paint horse. He's giving himself a belly scratch. There's Hot Rod, my pony. I just planted this tree. It kind of got beat up from a storm in May. It like snowed. I think she's gonna make her though. Isn't it a pretty tree? I'm waiting for this one to come get me. She's getting oats for the horses and we're gonna go feed them so you guys can see what the colts look like now. They're a lot bigger. There's a Palomino paint in here, which is a little rare colored baby. I'll have to show you guys here. Oh, the babies! Oh, they look so good. Good Palomino paint. There's some different color. There's that little curious little buzzard right there. See her? You can always tell by her face, huh? Such nice babies. She's nice on it, Palomino. Sons of Guns right here. No, this ain't Sons of Guns. Why did I say that? Sons of Anarchy. We have to try to steal some tail hairs out of him so we can test him for homozygous gene.
Cake. Come on.
Hey, don't you bite me.
She'll bite
You don't bite me.
She's gonna bite you. A little better friends. Gotta be a little better friends. A little better friends. Gotta be a little better friends. if it hurts worse at the end or if it hurts.
This is funny. These colds.